Our top story.
A tense standoff in Bellingham tonight where a family is holed up inside their home.
It started this morning when police showed up with an arrest warrant, and from there things got way out of hand. King 5's Jim Foreman is live in Bellingham tonight. Jim, are police making any progress with the man?
Well, they're still talking, and that's the good news. A large section of this neighborhood has been cordoned off. I'll show you what's going on behind me. The police have brought in a command post here where they are meeting with negotiators right now to try and work this out so it comes to an end without any more shots being fired. What they're trying to do is get this man who is wanted for sex crimes against children in California to come out and give himself up. But so far, the man and his family refuse to follow police orders. Here's the latest. The SWAT team moves in, taking up positions as negotiators try to end all this without any more shots being fired. Bellingham police say this started as a routine search warrant on behalf of the Modesto, California police. But that changed when the first officers went through the door.
The officers backed off immediately. After the officers backed off, they fired some shots inside the duplex.
Police say the suspect, his wife, and 3 children are holed up in the house. Officers say the wife and kids are unharmed and are voluntarily staying with the suspect. People who live in this quiet neighborhood north of downtown Bellingham say they noticed trouble brewing last night when police set up a stakeout.
It seemed like they were waiting for someone or to either come out or come in. We weren't sure, but we didn't know what was going on.
They know now. Police are not releasing the specifics of the charges that brought them here. They say that is part of their bargaining strategy. As a precaution, more than a dozen homes have been evacuated. Those who could not be safely extricated from the line of fire have been told to stay low.
They just got a hold of my roommate finally and told him to get in the back of the house and stay on the floor.
So the wait continues, and that's fine with police. They're not going anywhere, and perhaps the top weapon in their arsenal tonight is time. The SWAT team members have been rotated. It's very stressful work, and at this point, they've been able to move people in and out of their positions to give them a break. If this drags on, the Bellingham Police Department may have to bring in some SWAT teams from other police departments, but right now there's no indication that they're on the way. One bizarre act happened this afternoon when the family threw their television set out of the window. That's been really only the movement that we've seen today after those initial shots being fired. So the tense standoff continues. We are watching it very closely. If anything changes, we'll get back to you. I'm Jim Foreman, live tonight in Bellingham.
Thank you, Jim. Breaking news now. A manhunt is underway tonight in Thurston County for a 19-year-old murder suspect.
Police have just released a photo of the man they're looking for in connection with the killing of a young Lacey woman. Her car and her body were found in the Nisqually River. King 5's Linda Brill is live near Lacey with the very strange details of the story. Linda?
Gene, police here in Thurston County.
Lewis, we're continuing to monitor a developing story in Whatcom County where a man and his family are in a tense standoff with police. KOMO's April Zepeda has been on the scene all day. She joins us now live with this update. April?
Well, the standoff has been going on for 8 hours now with no end in sight. You can see the command post behind me. This is where Bellingham police and snipers are meeting to try and figure out what they're going to do. So far, negotiations have been continuing, but again, no end in sight. We have seen some activity coming from the house where a married couple and their 3 children are barricaded inside. At one point, a TV was thrown out the front window. Another point, firecrackers were thrown out that same window. But still, no communications indicating that the couple wants to come out with their 3 children. This couple is apparently on the run, according to Modesto police in California. There they face charges involving sex crimes against one of their own children. Police are releasing the names of the couple inside. We are choosing not to release those names to protect the identities of their 3 children. Again, no end in sight to this standoff. We will keep you updated if there are any changes. In Bellingham, April Zepeda, KOMO 4 News.
Schaefer joins us live with an update on this developing story. Amy?
Well, this has been going on for about 9 hours now and has literally taken over this downtown Bellingham neighborhood. And while negotiations have been ongoing with the family inside, police said there is no quick end in sight. Now you can see the police command post behind me. The house where this family is holed up inside is just to the right of that, behind that row of houses. Now this all started when police tried to serve a search warrant on a couple about 9:30 this morning. Now they are wanted in California on charges of child molestation against their own 13-year-old daughter. Now that's when shots were fired at officers and the standoff began. Now we are choosing not to name the couple to protect the identity of their children. As you said, 3 of them are in fact inside the home with their parents. But police do not believe this is a hostage situation. So far, the couple has not made any demands, and the only activity coming from the house has been several firecrackers and a television set thrown out the window. In the meantime, the SWAT team continues to surround the house, and negotiators continue to try and talk with the family to try to bring this to a peaceful end. Now, of course, we will stay up here and bring you the very latest as it develops. For now, reporting live in Bellingham, Amy Schaefer, KOMO 4 News.
The other big story tonight, a two-day standoff between Bellingham police and a man accused of sex crimes in California is now over. The man is dead, his wife and children safely outside the house. And as KOMO's Joe Furia tells us, investigators are only now piecing together what happened.
Moments after police launched this volley of tear gas into the house, the man's 14-year-old daughter ran out and told investigators her father was dead, that he'd shot himself. The girl is believed to be a victim of sexual molestation. Unsure of the father's condition, police launched more tear gas before going inside. That's when they made the grisly find.
We went tactical, entered, and we discovered that Mr. Ross was dead inside the apartment from an apparent gunshot wound.
It's believed to be a suicide, but police won't confirm that until they've finished their investigation. We're not releasing the man's name to protect the identity of his daughter, but we can tell you he and his wife were both wanted for investigation of sex crimes involving their daughter in California. The wife surrendered Friday night, bringing two of the couple's children out with her, a 10 and 12-year-old. Police insist their efforts to negotiate with the man and his daughter went nowhere, that the 14-year-old he's accused of molesting and videotaping chose to stay with her fugitive father inside the house.
There was quite a bit of dialogue, and Mr. Ross knew that he was wanted and had talked about not being taken into custody.
Throughout the nearly two-day ordeal, many neighbors were both spooked.
And I saw two snipers walk through my yard.
And inconvenienced.
I know I'm not allowed to go back to my house.
This is a lot for Bellingham. We don't even know what's going on. We just went to our parents' house and it was on the news and we were like, wait a minute, what the heck? And so we came over here because our house is in that area and we can't get in.
The street is now open again, but because of what happened here, the people who live on it will never be the same. In Bellingham, Joe Furia, KOMO 4 News.
The 14-year-old girl is already getting counseling. She's also in police custody, arrested for investigation of obstruction of justice. Her mother is in custody, too, on California's 12 counts of child molestation. The two youngest children are with Child Protective Services.